Hello, my name is Lenny Resmer with Carbon Express, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about our technology for specific recurve made arrows designed to shoot out of recurve bows. Not compound bows, but recurve bows which have a different characteristic of power stroke and also of how they're released from the bow. Most of the time compound, they're shooting a mechanical release aid, and that comes off the string different than what your actual fingers do when they come off the string. It's got an archer's parabolics, in other words, there's a whip to the arrow. With a one spine shaft with the Nano 166, this shaft bends consistently from one end to the other. It's the same spine all the way through. And this is how almost every manufacturers make their aluminum or carbon arrows that are out there. What we have with our technology is a new series of arrows. We have one in a larger diameter called the Maxima Pro Recurve RZ and two smaller field type shafts that are tri-spine, meaning that the center section of the shaft is stiffer in spine than the front section and also the knock end, which we call the back end section of the shaft. These two sections of the shaft is a weaker spine. And what does that do for you as far as the recurve shooter? Every once in a while, you get a bad release. In other words, you don't get a good smooth release. And what happens is the back end won't complete the S curve. It will actually hit the cushion plunger or will hit the riser of the bow. The weaker back end allows it to snap around the riser and get a clean shot each and every time. So that's what the weaker back end, stiffer middle section, and weaker front end gives you in a tri-spine shaft. And like I was saying, we have two different variety. We have a large diameter, which we designed for indoor because it gives you line cutting ability, meaning the larger diameter will allow you to get, when you hit the target, a little extra advantage to cut that line to get a higher score. It is in a tri-spine shaft. Our other two shafts, more designed for field shooting and can also be used for indoor, is our Nano SST and also our highest end shaft in our Nano Pro Extreme. Again, both of these are tri-spine, stiff in the middle section, weaker on both ends, with the weakest end being on the back end section, so it will always clear and snap out of the way of that arrow rest or your riser of your bow. These particular shafts are all carbon. They're not aluminum core, so they'll take a beating. I mean, they'll take and bend and beat around. They last 3 to 4 times longer than any arrow that's got a carbon outside with an inner aluminum core, which tend to bend after you use them a period of time. These will last many, many, many shots out there. The difference in the two, we're using 46-ton carbon here, 30-ton carbon here. This retails much higher in cost out there, but it's a little quicker recovery, and it's a little bit smaller in diameter, so it works great when you're shooting out to that 70 and 90 meters shooting world archery FITA class. This particular shaft here, being 30-ton, it is still a small diameter. It's not quite as small as the Nano Pro Extreme, but it is also about 40% less in cost, so it helps a little bit on your money you're spending for a shaft. This is absolutely also an ideal indoor target arrow because it has the full forgiveness of that tri-spine, that lighter back end to get out of the way of the riser at not an enormous price like some of the barrel type shape shafts on the market, which considerably cost 40 to 50% more than the Nano SST. On components for these shafts, on the Maxima Pro Recurve RZ, you can get a regular inserted type knock in our precision launch pad knock, or you can also go to the pin knock and pin knock adapter system. On the front end, you can have a break off different weights in a stainless steel point. You can use a screw-in insert that inserts into the shaft, and use different weight screw-in practice points or field points that'll go into the shaft for that. So there's your option with that. On the Nano SST, we have a break-off stainless steel point that are available in different weights that insert into the end, like so. And on our high-end shaft with our 46-ton carbon in the Nano Pro Extreme, you can get a variety of points from stainless steel, which is the most cost-effective. One we're very excited about in a tool steel because it will never bend or damage on any type of targets, even the hardest of targets. And for the top-end shooter that's looking for a FOC way out to the front portion of the shaft in a smaller type point, in our tungsten point. So we give you tungsten stainless steel and also a tool steel that will not bend type point for those. The Nano Pro Extreme, you can get a pin knock adapter, and then of course, which will fit any standard type pin knocks out there. So these are our 3 different exclusive recurve shafts with tri-spine technology that's different than anybody else on the market today in all carbon. Thank you.